Hello?
Michael,
Yes, sir. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good.
Good, good,
Wasn't
good.
sure if I was supposed to call you or the other way around.
Yeah, well, it's more like I'm here at the meeting place. Hopefully this works. It's kind of usually the way it goes.
It's the first time I've done this, so
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, great job. Test one, you've passed connecting to Zoom with video and audio. So that's a huge plus. Uh, Now, thanks for taking a little time to talk this morning. And generally, what I do is I just share a little bit about Banyan, about the company, and about kind of the position as a superintendent, what we're looking for, and then allow you to take some time to share about yourself, what you're currently doing, what your experience is, what your goals are, what you're looking for,
okay.
and then just go from there as far as what next steps would happen. So, Banyan, we are a medium-sized commercial construction company, kind of a boutique. We specialize right now. We're working with one franchise, specifically building for the franchise owners. Um, it's called Sola Salons. It's a high-end salon. The corporate is in Denver, but they're being built all over the country. We're building them in about 26 states, or have built them
Okay.
in that. We've built over 200 of them so far. Um,
Wow.
Last year we built 40, and so this year we're on course to shoot for 50 plus. And so
Great.
we kind of built that reputation with the company.
Right.
Kind of a preferred builder for them, the GC go to for their owners and new owners coming in. And so we work with a lot of owners and built up a good rapport with them. Um, and so our office is located in Indianapolis, right outside of Indy,
Right.
in
Okay.
Brownsburg. We've got an office staff here that supports the superintendents, the field guys. We know that the guys out in the field, they make it happen. Um,
Right.
we do all of it. The pre-construction aspect of things, all of that is done here in house. Permitting, scopes. We do some of the main bids and estimates up front. We've got some guys who works and do estimates and do bids from the big like HVAC and electrical, the bigger ones. So that way,
Okay.
when the jobs get started, the site mobilization and the plans and all that information is passed on to the superintendent. Those big ones are already in place, but the site superintendent is also kind of that project management role in the aspect of they will, as they're going along, working, coordinating, they're going to be finding the stubs for future, whether it's the drywall, flooring,
Okay.
tile, painting, those sorts of ones. There's responsibility to do getting some bids and estimates as well
All right.
on stuff. And so
Do you
our
guys use union MEPs?
union piece, right now we've done a couple stores that are with union
Okay.
workers. Right now, currently, most of it's just private
Okay.
builds and such, and so and contractors. Um,
I'm sorry too. I'm taking notes as you're talking, so
oh
I
no,
hope
you're
you don't
fine. Feel
mind.
free to
All right.
interject with any
Okay.
questions at any moment. And
All right.
so it takes about 90 days to build out. Their tenant improvements is what they are.
Right.
90 days. Um, the superintendent to be there on site um, for that course of time. There's obviously opportunity to travel home. A few times depending on the schedule, location of where close to home and whatnot. And so,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
just curious to see what your thoughts are, your experience, what you're currently looking for, what you've been doing. Any other questions you have for me? I just kind of feel like I just kind of barfed up a whole bunch of information there, but anything you have any questions on, feel free to ask. But go ahead and just share about kind of yourself and what you're wanting to do and looking for.
Well, I've been in construction for the last 20 years. I've been doing a lot of renovating of commercial buildings. Mostly what I've been doing is working on historical tax credit jobs. It's kind of
Okay.
I have a niche doing that. Basically, we buy older buildings and then
Hmm.
we go to, and then we get historical tax credits to renovate them from old commercial buildings into either new commercial spots or new commercial slash luxury apartment. So
Yeah.
I've done a whole lot of commercial spots in in the bottom of buildings, like the first floors or first, second, and third floors. I've done a lot of ground up work, like you guys have done, 1 story buildings. I've done a couple of brand new, like 3, 4 story buildings.
Yeah.
They're all pretty much the same. You give me a set of blueprints, and I can do just about anything, just like anybody else would be able to at 20 years experience like I have.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, that's what I've been. That's pretty much in a nutshell. Almost the same thing I've been doing for the last 20 years. I've built hundreds and hundreds of garages. I've done. I can't even tell you how many. I just recently did 13-story building renovation, another 14-story building renovation.
Hmm.
And it's basically me as a project manager going out there and basically doing the same thing. I was more involved though in the pre-construction
Yeah.
all the way through to the end of the project. So I know how to do pre-construction.
Hmm.
I know how to work with the cities. I usually am very good working with the building departments of cities.
Hmm.
Working through problems with the utilities that are coming in. I work well with the MEPs. I'm very good decision maker. So you have problems on a job site. I feel very confident making decisions and
Yeah.
making informed decisions. So and I know a lot of that is just back and forth of trying to get things to fit and get your logistics correct. Um,
Yeah.
so basically, that's what I've been doing like I said, for the last 20 years. I mean, I started out as a carpenter. I did that for about a year, became a foreman, and after I was a foreman, I became a superintendent. And I was a superintendent for a long time, and um, I play that superintendent slash project manager role. Sometimes the two are kind of the same. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've managed plenty of, like, that first 13-story building. I was a project manager and I was a superintendent. The only person I had working for me was a foreman, so I had a lot on my plate. So I'm well versed in how to be a project manager and how to superintend a project, and I'm
Right.
pretty effective at it. So, like
Cool.
I said, I'm the kind of guy that I pride myself on being able to have somebody that put me into a position and say, Mike, I need you to build building A, building C, and building D for me. And they can leave me at it, and they know that that job's going to get done. They know that I'm going to be there, that I'm going to make good decisions for them, and that if I have problems, that I'll work my way up the chain of command to make sure that things are done correctly. So I'm a good communicator. I'm great at decision making, and people generally like me. I'm a pretty gregarious guy, so I
Right.
kind of come off kind of goofy to some people, but it works for me. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I do it because I think it makes people feel more comfortable talking to me. So you
Right.
don't have these weird relationships with these people in the trade. How there's always a little tension there. So I
Yeah.
I, I believe I'm very good at building relationships with the tenants, the new tenants coming in,
Hmm.
and with the trades and with the project managers and people higher up than that.
Yeah. Cool. Have you done a lot of work with Union?
Yes.
In Chicago,
With
is it a lot of the work in Chicago specifically that you've done? So is it like a
No,
lot of Union?
Rockford.
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 Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So we started out, the company I was with last started out not doing using union, but they
Okay.
made our lives miserable. Like, I did an 18-month job, and they picketed us the whole 18 months.
Oh,
Talk
geez.
about a nightmare. Every single day coming in and having to, like, just deal with that every day is its own, it should be a job by itself. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm used to dealing with both ends of it,
Yeah.
with the
Okay.
striking, with the non-union guys, with the union guys trying to block not the union non-union guys from coming in and trucks and material
Oh my
delivery. So
gosh.
I've dealt with all of it.
Wow.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah. Wow. Goodness gracious. Okay.
I
Well,
know.
cool. Any particular reason you now do you own your own business? Or are you working with
No,
someone else currently, or have you been doing your own deal? What's
I was working for Urban Equity up to December 15th.
okay?
I took a job with with an electrical company called P&H Electric. So
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be a project manager for them. They had a project starting. We were doing a hospital remodel,
Mm-hmm.
and my dogs are trying to get into the room. Sorry.
That's good.
uh, uh, my Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I left and went to that job. Well, the hospital, OSF Hospital in Rockford, changed the start date of their addition to April of next year. Well,
Holy
I was
crap.
supposed to be starting pre-construction with him and doing that. I worked there for 2 weeks and he had to let me go because he couldn't keep me on for another year because
Oh,
this was a
wow.
multi-million-dollar job and he didn't have enough work. So now, and my wife works at that same hospital, so I know it was legit.
Yeah.
So she's a nurse there. So,
Yeah.
it kind of didn't work out. He's a really nice guy, but
Yeah.
I have no job now.
Right.
So
Yeah.
now that's why I'm looking. So
Right. Okay, cool. All right. All right, cool. No, it sounds good. I don't know that I have any. Have you got any questions? Any questions for me at all?
I just basically I assume that you guys, when I travel, you guys put us up in hotels. Like we get a truck, the whole 9 yards. I mean, that's pretty much what. Can you tell me a little bit how it is when we do travel and
Yeah, they
how the
do.
pay
Yeah,
is?
yeah, there's a budget for lodging
Okay.
for superintendents, and then there's a uh, usually within the whole package, uh, but whole package itself. There's a per diem of some sort, and then vehicle allowance, so
Okay.
to speak. And so those are all kind of those negotiables in regards to that. But yeah, so
Okay. Great.
yeah. Where are you
How
at
about
on where are you at on salary wise? I think you've got written down. I saw somewhere.
well, when I left my last job, I was making 92K with my Christmas bonus and all the other small bonuses he would throw in there every once in a while. A couple hundred
92K.
dollars here and
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Is that included covering all the expenses for travel and all that stuff too?
I
Just
didn't
in
travel
addition
too
to
much
that,
for him.
you didn't travel as
I
much.
I, I
That was
traveled
more okay.
I would do going out and backs. I might stay someplace overnight,
Yeah.
but yeah, he paid me for travel too.
Okay. Yeah. As far as experience with the travel, it looks like you've done a lot of experience, probably a lot of the stuff is maybe more local there. So I was curious as far as your comfort level with the travel, because this is a primarily 95% of the time traveling position. I mean, we do have a lot of stores that are going to be going on right in the Chicagoland area.
Right.
Ideally, stay there, but by chance, it's great to have someone who could say, hey, we need to pull somebody and we need to get over on the East Coast, for
Right.
example. Where are you on, with travel? The
I
flexibility
love
with that.
I love traveling. When I was working for Bainey Construction, who I worked for before UEP, I was
Yeah.
actually traveled. I worked in St. Louis. I worked all down in southern Illinois. So we'd stay down there. So I have no problem with traveling. I actually, like I said, did that before I was working for UEP. It was a storming company.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So they
Yeah.
travel all over the place. They go to
Right.
I mean, I can't even tell you. I've been down to Florida, New Orleans,
Right.
all over the country. So I
Okay.
don't have any problem traveling.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, sounds good. I don't think I have any other questions for you. It's great talking with you and just kind of getting to meet you a little bit. I'll make some notes here and send this video on to our owner Jansen and let him take a look at it. And
Okay.
kind of this week, I'm doing a lot of interviews and
Yes,
kind of
sir.
passing along that information to him. And then kind of he balls in his court. Feel free if you think you're interested. Feel free to follow up with me if you don't hear from me, sort of
Okay.
thing.
All right.
If you haven't gone on our website, go check out our website, get some information about SOLA on there, and kind of what we're doing there, kind of
Okay.
build the culture with that. So, but
Yes, sir. I can
got
do
any
that.
other questions? If not, we'll go ahead and just hop off here.
No, sir. I think I'm good to go. I think you pretty much ended. I do have one more question.
Sure.
The benefits, the
Yeah.
medical, dental, the whole 9 yards. I would just like to say that I'm ex-military, so I don't need to have my medical paid for.
Right.
So you can have some savings there. I get free healthcare for the rest of my life. Plus, my wife has insurance, so I get to go to the VA whenever I want to. So I don't need to have insurance paid for me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We have we pay for benefit for medical for employee, and some retirement stuff and some other things too that are kind of more unique, specific, not medical related benefits that are in there as well too.
Right.
currently we're going to be offering a dental plan,
Okay.
but it's not one that would be paid for by the company at this
Okay.
point. So, but
All right.
there's some other stuff as well too. But yeah, so cool.
No problem.
Awesome.
All
Well,
right.
it's great talking with you, Michael.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one. Take care.
All right. You too.
Thanks.
Bye.